Hello everybody, Boodlyneck here. This is part 2 of the top mods of 2020. I know the title says top 50 mods, but I ended up putting 66 mods on the list. I did some creative grouping wherever I could to try to squeeze as many mods onto the list as I could. Today's shout out comes from the YouTube comments. I get asked this question so many times. I use the text editor Atom, A-T-O-M. It's completely free. It's got a bunch of amazing packages and add-ons that you can use with it to make it a complete Minecraft editing machine. I have a link to it with all the packages that I use in the FAQ section on my Discord. But I want to thank you so much, senders, for watching, commenting, and subscribing. And speaking of the comment section, in the comments of the last video, I had so many comments saying I should put Create on the list. In order to make this list, the mod had to be released in 2020. Create was released in 2019, and while Create should definitely go on the list of top mods of all time, it can't go onto this list. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, we have 33 fantastic mods to go over in this video. As always, I'll put links to all the mods that I covered down in the description, along with links to my Discord and all my social stuff. Let's get to the mods. We're going to start with Dungeons Plus. This mod adds 7 new dungeons to the game. These are all very well designed, and they've added some maps that guide you to them. They've added dungeons in the Nether, End, and Overworld, above and below ground. Some of these dungeons provide new ways to farm materials that were previously unfarmable. I really like that they've added the maps to lead you to the dungeons. This makes them a fun new adventure to find rather than only something you stumble upon. The next mod on the list is Bag of Yurting. This mod allows you to pack up your base and bring it with you. You can craft and color 7 different sizes of yurts from 1x1 all the way to 13x13. And these can bring everything you need from beds and chests to furnaces and decorations. EnderChests gets the next spot. These allow you to create a network of storage chests accessible from any dimension. EnderChests are upgradable and can be private, public, or team chests. This mod also adds the Ender Bag that can be linked to any network by shift right-clicking an EnderChest for easy access on the go. Next, we have Age of Exile and Dungeons of Exile. Age of Exile is inspired by games like Diablo and Path of Exile. It adds everything you need to turn Minecraft into a hack-and-slash RPG. It has new loot, gear, leveling, stats, skills, and spells, a huge talent tree, more difficult mobs, and much, much more. And Dungeons of Exile adds dungeons loaded with mob spawners and loot. A neat feature is that the dungeons actually destroy themselves when you complete them. Campanion adds items to help while you're away from home. It adds pretty much everything you need to have a good camping experience, like tents, chairs, sleeping bags, and s'mores. And it also has one of the nicest rope bridges and grappling hooks I've ever seen in Minecraft. I've grouped Easy Villagers and Easy Piglins into the next spot. These two mods take all the pain out of trading and bartering. Easy Villagers allows you to shift right-click a villager to pick them up as an item. Then you can place them in one of the Easy Villager stations that can automate all of the normal villager tasks. And Easy Piglins is pretty much exactly the same thing, but for bartering with piglins. Biome Makeover gets the 7th spot in this video. This mod started by overhauling mushroom fields above and below ground with new plants, mobs, and a new mushroom trader. A few months later, they released an update that overhauled the Badlands in a very good way. This update really blew me away with its ghost towns. And they recently released a 3rd update that gives swamps a makeover, adding more mobs, foliage, and witch haggling, which is a new form of trading that you can do if you're dressed right. This mod really is top-notch, and it just keeps getting better with every update. It's probably the mod with the least downloads out of all the mods I've covered, which is a real shame because they've really made a beautiful mod here. Rotten Creatures adds some very well-polished mobs to the game. The textures and models look great, the animations are smooth and interesting, and they each tell a small story just with their look and attacks. Lost Trinkets adds over 70 unlockable trinkets with different abilities and rarities. You have a random chance to unlock trinkets by doing normal Minecraft things like mining, fighting, and farming. You can view, equip, and upgrade the number of trinkets that you have equipped in the Trinkets GUI. I'm going to group a couple of Mr. Crayfish's mods into the next spot. Goblin Traders adds goblins that you can trade with. These guys are found underground and can trade enchantments one level higher than vanilla enchants, among other things. They do have a temper though, and if you don't buy from them, they're not afraid to give you a little tap. This mod also adds Vein Goblin Traders in the Nether that sell rare potions that you can't get any other way. Golden Hoppers adds a somewhat vanilla feeling hopper that adds an easy way to filter items. Each hopper can only filter a single item. Mr. Crayfish said he designed it to mimic the classic redstone hoppering to keep more of a vanilla feel. Traveler's Index appeals to the completionist in me. This mod adds a journal that tracks what blocks you've collected so far. It has some nice sorting features and it works with other mods. HT's TreeChop introduces a new way to chop down trees. With this mod, each tree has a required amount of chops to bring it down based on the amount of logs in it. With this method, chopping anywhere on the tree, even by other players, all contribute to bringing down the tree. And it looks pretty cool. Moving elevators is next. This mod allows you to easily make actual moving elevators out of any blocks that you like. You can customize the size and speed of the elevator, and you can right-click the elevator controls with any block to give it that block's texture. It has a call button in case the elevator is at a different level, and it even shows what floor the elevator is currently at. The next two spots go to pipe mods. They were both released in 2020 and they both aim at making standalone pipe mods that don't require any other mods or world gen to function. Pretty Pipes has everything you need to create a complete storage solution with item and crafting terminals to view and retrieve items from your network, modules to match any requirement that you may have from extraction, retrieval, speed, and priority to auto crafting, filters, and sorting. Although this mod focuses on items only. Refined Pipes has tiered pipes for items, fluids, and power, but it's better used with a storage mod like Refined Storage. With this mod, all the options are built into the extractors. Depending on the tier of the extractor, you can enable redstone mode, filter the items extracted, and adjust the routing mode and the extracted amounts. Next up, we have Crash Utilities. This mod adds some useful tools to find and fix server problems. Along with all the commands that this mod offers, it also has a GUI that you can use to visualize loaded chunks, entities, and tile entities. Most Structures adds interest and lore to your Minecraft world by introducing some new structures. These are all made from vanilla blocks and keep a vanilla feel. They've loaded them with mazes to explore, chests to loot, and some interesting mob spawners. Some of these structures are friendly and some are definitely not, but they all look fantastic. Sophisticated Backpacks add some upgradable and customizable backpacks that can be worn, carried, or placed and used like a chest. As you upgrade the quality of the backpack, you get more storage space and more upgrade slots. And there are a lot of very cool upgrades available. Your backpack can craft, smelt items, compact items, and feed you, just to name a few. MCDoom Mod brings armor, weapons, tools, blocks, and mobs from the Doom franchise to Minecraft. If you're a fan of Doom or not, these are some very cool armors and weapons. I love that the armor is actually animated. The weapons are all fun to use, and the mobs are guaranteed to spice up your world. Endermail introduces a fun, creative way to send items to friends or to yourself by harnessing the power of Endermen. You can send items to coordinates, or players can create lockers to receive their packages at. I like that this mod doesn't just instantly zip items to a mailbox. They found a fun, interesting way to accomplish the same task with a little more style. Next up, we have Decorative Blocks. This mod adds quite a few very nice looking decorative blocks. But what makes this mod really shine and stand out are some interesting new game mechanics. You can create a bonfire by throwing blaze powder into a fire, and you can create thatch, which is hay that behaves similar to water, by cutting open hay bales with shears. This is a very cool effect that you can use to make some pretty awesome looking decorations and roofs. Next, we have Potions Master. This mod adds some new potions that grant temporary X-ray for ores. You have to craft a potion for each type of ore you want to X-ray for, and they only last 5 minutes. This mod also adds a way to combine 2 potions together, and it adds some items to help remove negative status effects. Industrial Revolution is a complete technology solution. It has energy generation, machines to automate farms, and machines to handle ore processing, all the way to ore quadrupling. It also has charged armor and tools that you can customize by installing modules that fit your needs. This entire mod is very well documented with the in-game guide and is pretty straightforward and easy to learn, which is nice for a tech mod. Guard villagers add some new AI to villagers to help keep villages safe. Each village will spawn some guards to patrol and keep out the bad guys. You can also create more guard villagers yourself and arm and equip the current guards better if you have Hero of the Village. They've also added to the AI of other villagers. For example, any clerics in the village will heal guards and players that have Hero of the Village, and any smiths will repair damaged golems, just to name a couple. Supplementaries gets the next spot. This mod adds some functional and animated decorations, and some useful redstone features. I love that everything added by this mod is able to be interacted with or is useful and unique in some way. You can tell the developers put a lot of time and care into every item added. Next up, we have Pedestals. This mod does so much more than you would ever expect. Pedestals can do everything from display and transfer items to automatically performing tasks. It can be as simple as one pedestal that shears sheep, or they can work together. One pedestal can kill mobs while another grabs the XP and sends it to another with an XP tank. That one can then send it to another pedestal that bottles the XP. You can tell by the number of augments the possibilities for this mod are endless. Honestly, this single mod can handle most of your farming, mining, and mob automation, and all of your item, liquid, and energy transfer and storage. The Conjurer takes the 27th spot in this video. The Conjurer is a magician-inspired illager mini-boss that can be found in theaters, which is a new structure that spawns in roofed forests. Defeating the Conjurer isn't easy. His audience is made up of pillagers, vindicators, and witches, and when it comes time to actually fight the Conjurer himself, he's got quite a few tricks up his sleeves. Coming up next, we have Guns Without Roses. This mod adds a few Terraria-like guns, several ammo types, and a few enchantments that you can use to improve them. This mod does a good job of making the guns feel like they belong in Minecraft. They don't feel overpowered or overly realistic and complicated. The mod's developers have done a really good job of keeping it light and putting fun first. Croptopia adds an enormous amount of crops, trees, and foods to the game. This has to be the largest food edition that's available for Fabric. It adds over 50 new crops, over 20 new trees, and more than 100 new food items. I've saved Spiders 2.0 for last, just in case anyone has arachnophobia. If you do, you may want to skip this part. This mod allows spiders and cave spiders to walk along walls and ceilings and improves their AI so they can find their way around almost any obstacle. These simple changes massively increase the creepiness and scariness of spiders. And if you use this mod in Minecraft 1.12, you can combine it with Mo Bins, which makes it even better. And that finishes off the top 50 mods of 2020. Just like I gave a shout out to Bedrock's RTX release in the last video, I wanted to give a shout out to Vivecraft in this video. With the recent boom in VR headsets, I feel like this mod deserves a little attention. Not only does it allow you to play Minecraft in VR, it allows you to play modded Minecraft in VR, which is completely amazing. While some may argue, but this mod wasn't released in 2020, I say now my VR headset's a tax write-off. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a fantastic time making it. I need to give an extra big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Their names are up on the screen right now. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Keep playing, keep having fun. We will see you guys next time.